Sup guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to recover most of your PBN domains and get them back in the Google index. We will go through some steps and I will explain exactly how we do this, so bear with me and let's start. So when we talk about footprints, we talk about a few things that a lot of SEOs are doing themselves. And one of the biggest footprints that are being left behind by SEOs is they put all of their domains on the same cheap host, specifically SEO host, that share the same IP address, right? And Google can detect this, and you don't want to use that. Also, when they purchase their cheap host, they also use the same whois information and DNS settings with each PBN domain. So you're going to see your same name and email and address on domain A, domain B, and domain C. So it won't look natural at all. And lots of SEOs still do this, and you're just shooting yourself in the foot and you're waiting to get screwed by Google. So don't use the same whois information. Also, a big footprint is using spun content in the PBN, and you don't want to do this. Use unique articles for every PBN domain you set up, and just include those articles, and don't even include links all the time. You can just add articles and make it look like a legit blog. Don't use spam content. Also, don't use the same set of plugins, themes, links. The thing I'm trying to say is do not follow one pattern in everything you do with SEO, and avoid doing exactly what most SEOs are already doing. Like if they use one same strategy all the time, it's gonna get picked up by Google, right? And it's gonna become a big pattern, and Google is gonna spot that. So you don't want to do what most people are doing, right? So these are the biggest footprints SEOs make. We're gonna talk about covering your footprints. So we're going to talk about the solutions, about how to avoid all this stuff, right? So step one, we're gonna go and we're gonna extract that domain from the current host. You want to delete your PBN domain from your current host and put it on a normal, legit, reputable host like Namecheap, GoDaddy, HostGator, Bluehost. These are all companies that are pretty well known, and I'm pretty sure that lots of PBNs are not being parked on there as opposed to SEO hosts. You could also find unknown hosts that do not screen park your PBN here, like I say it on my sheet. And one of the biggest sites I check is webhostingtalk.com. It's like a forum, and you could find lots of unknown hosts that not a lot of SEOs are using necessarily. So definitely check that out. Step one, the extraction. Delete everything, right? Put it on a other host, a legit host, and then you'll be ready for step two, which is the persona. What you want to do is you want to create a unique persona for each PBN domain and use that as your whois for your domain registrar, for your contact details in your hosting account, and you can even include it in your WordPress site. So think about the author name or your about page or the contact page. You could just play with it. And if you're not that creative with creating personas, you can just use a site called Fake Name Generator. Let me just show it to you right now. And what they do is generate a persona, like I said. So when you click on this, you can even like choose the nationality. It's pretty awesome. And it will generate a name, an address, all the things you need. One thing though, don't use the email address. Just create your own email address via Hotmail or Outlook, or you can even create your own domain name email from your cPanel host. So use that because you want to get access to your inbox to verify anything from, who knows, GoDaddy or other hosting companies. So make sure you do that. Let's go back to the slide here. So when we talk about the persona, we talk about creating everything unique for each domain. That's clear. What you also want to do is you want to change the start of authority records in your DNS zones And you can do this by just contacting your host and tell them to use your unique persona email as the SOA record. Very simple. You could do it yourself, but not on a lot of hosts, because on a lot of hosts they will hide it from you for some reason, and you're gonna have to contact them. I personally contact them all the time, so I don't have to mess with anything, in the database or whatever. Just contact them and they will change it for you. So when you get this down, you got the persona down, or you got step one down, you got the domain on the new host, you created the persona for that domain on that host, right? It's time for step three, and it's called the transformation. You want to make your PBN network look like real legit looking websites. You really want to do that. Why? Well, because we all know how a PBN site looks like, right? You're going to see full display posts with maybe 2 or 3 tabs in your menu, or some don't even put it on there. And guess what? If Google sees your PBN site and they do a manual review and check the site out, you're pretty much screwed. So the biggest tip I can give you is make your PBN network look like real websites. And you can do this easily by using a service called Wayback Downloader right here. Let me show it again. And what they do is they literally scrape back everything, like the content, the framework, the everything. Let me show you a few examples. So say this is your domain, right? Soccerbox.net, and it looked like this. They will scrape it back on, and this is a live site right now. It looks exactly the same except the background, but it looks legit, right? Here, let me show you another example. So say this is your domain again, Set and Hannah. You put it on the Wayback. You're gonna see this. You're gonna contact Wayback Downloader and you're gonna say, hey dude, I wanna change this domain and I wanna recreate the old look back. Can you do that? And they're gonna say, of course we can do that. And they will come up with something like this. Exactly the same page. I mean, this is freaking awesome because this way you could even avoid Google penalties. And I've been avoiding Google penalties for a while just by using this method, right? So you want to do that. Now, not always are you going to get the history back of that domain. So what you need to do is just create a real looking website yourself, right? You can just do it yourself. Just throw in a good theme, right? Throw in a unique theme, throw in some content, make the navigation bar look real natural, do all kinds of stuff, and just boom, it's fine as long as it looks like a real legit website and it doesn't have tons of links on it with full display posts. You know the whole drill, right? Also, what I want to tell you is, say before you do this, so before you want to let Wayback Downloader scrape it back, copy the content and put it in Copyscape to check if the new owner or the old owner uses the same contact on this new site, right? What you want to do is put this domain name in Copyscape and see if their contact is found anywhere. Well, it's not being found anywhere, so it's unique, so you can use the content. If it's not unique, just delete the content and just put your own article in there, but keep it informative and legit. So definitely remember that. So step three, the transformation. So if you don't want to do it, if you don't want to create a real looking website yourself, you can just hire someone to do it. You can just use elance.com, Odesk, Freelancer, hire a VA for a couple of bucks per hour and they will do it for you. Saves huge tons of time and you don't want to do it. So if the domain also uh, doesn't have the history displayed on the Wayback Machine, you can use Majestic SEO to determine the topic of the website. So you can see if you put the domain in Majestic, you can see if the site is about health, right? Or about driving lessons or about whatever, you can see that. And you want to repurpose that in your, you want to flip that. You want to use the same topic and make it look like a real legit website, and you'll be done. That's all you need to do. So when you've done this, your website looks real, it looks legit. You want to go to step 4, and that's the most exciting part, is to knock on Google's door and ask for forgiveness. And what you want to do is you want to create a unique Webmaster Tools account for each domain you create and request a reconsideration on Google Webmaster Tools. Tell them, you can tell 3 things, you can even make more excuses, but this has worked for me. You can tell them you got the domain back from the new owner and want to use the company site again. Or you could say you were hacked by someone but fixed the issue. Or you can simply say you follow the spam guidelines and change the site and will love a reconsideration. Don't do this with 10 domains at once or it will become suspicious. Spread it through the week. Keep it natural. Definitely do that. After you've done it, it can take up to a month or even months to get your PBNs reindexed. So it could be within a week or even a few days. And that has happened to me, within a week. So keep in mind. I hope you guys take this information and apply it with your existing network. And when you start building a new PBN the right way, without getting caught, de-indexed, or whatever, you could use these tactics and keep killing it, right? Because SEO is absolutely not dead and it will continue to evolve like always. And I keep saying that. It's just your job to be on top of these things, and you should, right? Because like I said, SEO changes and you want to adjust to the situation.